Good day. My name is Thandin Dashe. I'm a Chief Education Specialist at the Department of Basic Education, responsible for Social Sciences, Grade 4 to 9. Today, I'm going to take you through the 2023 Annual Teaching Plans for both phases, Grade 4 to 6. Then later, we'll deal with Grade 7 to 9. So we'll be moving to our presentation. So our presentation is divided into 4. We'll have the purpose, the amendments to the annual teaching plan, then the amendments to school-based assessment, then the conclusion. In terms of the purpose, this presentation seeks to identify and rectify the concerns with the current revised annual teaching plan with regard to the following. We found that there were significant gaps in the core and the fundamental knowledge, and these ATPs will seek to assist in terms of ensuring that there's coherence and progression of the content, knowledge, skills, values, and attitudes within and across the phases. And the discovery was that there was a lot of content overload or unnecessary repetition across subjects and grades. So there was, again, appropriateness of learning and assessment activities included in the revised annual teaching plans. So this will also assist to align the suggested informal assessment activities in the revised annual teaching plans with the content that is intended learning outcomes. Again, we will also focus on the compliance of the formal assessment task with the specification of these tasks. And later, we will be also checking if our annual teaching plans are aligned to the formal assessment task as indicated in the revised section 4. In terms of the first slides, we will be focusing on Grade 4 Annual Teaching Plan. In Grade 4, as we know that we have got 2 sub-disciplines, which is the geography and the history. In terms of the content overview, the topics that we have in geography, Grade 4, will stay the same. There are no changes. We will have the topic places where people live, map skills, food and farming in South Africa, water in South Africa. Then, in terms of the amendments, when we look at Term 1, places where people live, in Term 1, there are no amendments that were effected on the topic. In terms of Term 2, when we look at the map skills, under map skills, there's content that has been moved from Grade 4 to Grade 5, the content that focuses on a globe and map of the world. This content has been moved to Grade 5 in order to assist alignment of the content with what is dealt with in Grade 5. In terms of Term 3, under food and farming topic is a topic that allows learners to focus on what on the food they are eating and farming. So what we have decided is to remove unprocessed and processed food. Since our learners, we are expecting them to understand where the food they are eating comes from and the different types of farming that they are doing. In terms of Term 4, under water in South Africa, we have removed pollution and wastewater. So that part has been removed so that learners will just focus on water in South Africa, where water comes from, the different forms of water cycle is there, but it's divided into 2 sections. So we have removed the second water cycle since it is covered in Grade 6, Natural Science and Technology. In terms of history, in history, we have got the history of a local area still available in term 1, learning from leaders, transport through time, communication through time. Then in terms of the content in term 1, we are going to look at what has been removed. In terms of content in term 1, we only removed how we find out about the history of a local area. Then in term 2, our teachers are expected to only choose one leader between Mahatma Gandhi and Nelson Mandela. That will be allowing them to complete the content. In terms of the transport through time in term number 3, there are no amendments that were effected on the topics. Then in terms of term number 4, communication through time, there are no amendments that have been effected on the topic. Then we are moving to geography in grade 5. In terms of the topics that are available in grade 5, map skills, physical features, weather, climate and vegetation, mineral and mining in South Africa, those topics are still the same. What has changed is that in term 1 map skills, content has been removed in week 3 since it is covered in week 7 and 8. Then in term 2, only one case study will be covered. This case study that has been removed is road building. So it means they will be doing the one case study instead of 2. Then in term 3 and 4, there will be no amendments. Then we're moving to history grade 5. In grade 5, the topics hunter-gatherers, the first farmers, the ancient African, and the heritage trail are still the same. There are no changes in the terms of the main topics. But in terms of the different terms, under the topic hunter-gatherers and herders in Southern Africa, in term 1, plant medicine has been removed from week 6 since it is covered in grade 6, term 4, week number 2 under indigenous healing. Then the first farmers in the Southern Africa, term 2, there are no amendments in the topic. But what I would love our teachers to concentrate on here is that in the ATP in the second term, there has been one, in week 1, there's one topic that has been included mistakenly that says hunter-gatherers, whereas it's supposed to be first farmers. Then in term 3, the ways of life in ancient Egypt, that topic has been removed because it has been covered in week 7 and 8. Then the social structures in ancient Egypt has been removed. Then in term 4, heritage trail through provinces. In term 4, the names of provinces and their capital cities on the map has been removed since it is covered in grade 4, week 2. We are now going to an ad break.